I've heard this statement, and its related cousin there. I don't have time to read. Well, my reaction to such statements is pretty much the same as would be a tigress's had you poked her with a sharp stick. What the hell's wrong with you? Honestly. You mean to tell me, with the plethora of books out there, of which I have a small sample, you can't find one that might interest you? How about Scott's Arctic exploration? Hmm? No? How about the Silk Road? Honestly. Adventure, science, history of ancient Greek. How about the history of the Peloponnesian War? Can't tell me a guy doesn't like a good fight, huh? I don't like to read. And yes, it's true. I hear it more from guys than I do from women. I don't like to read. Perhaps they fear getting a paper cut. Oh, maybe she might break a nail. Seriously. What's wrong with you? I don't like to read. Or I don't have time to read. It's like they're think if you pick up a book, you're instantly back in the classroom. Well, no, not really. Nobody stuck Bill Knox books into a classroom, or Dick Francis, or Georgette Heyer, or Dorothy Sayers. Very few of them have ever seen the inside of a classroom. Very, I mean, Fahrenheit 451, yes, of course you're going to see that. Shakespeare, naturally. Perhaps even the Exeter Riddle book is an example of Anglo-Saxon literature, or Beowulf, yes, indeed, where they party all night and then get in trouble with the monster because he's disturbed his sleep. Well, what'd you expect? You wake up the neighbors. But really, there is so much out there that you don't know you're missing. Part of the reason you read is so you don't make the same mistakes they made. Ponies in Antarctica. Nah, mistake. Get the Malamutes down there. They'll do you some good. Crossing the desert in a Ford. Yes, there's a book about crossing, the desert in a Ford. It's undoubtedly the I forget which model Ford it was, but there was one that went across Siberia. And this is in the days when they had the wire spoke wheels, and they were hard to drive because you had this lever for the throttle, this lever for here, and the gear shift was, kind of haphazard off the floor. Yeah, it was a model like TA or something of this nature. It was there to prove its durability. And yes, they wrote a book about it. Want to go down the Pan American Highway without actually having to get the shots and so on, and the visas and the passports? I'm sure you can find a book about it. Livingstone's trek to find the head of the Nile? No, of course that doesn't interest you at all. No, no, no. Exploring the deep continent. Really? Or how about finding the Higgs boson? That whole thing. Fermat's last theorem. That interest you? No, of course not. you wouldn't be interested in science anyway. How to Win the Girl. Well, there are several books that'll tell you how to do that. But they're all written by schlock guys who never had to, either win the girl or... Then you should read The Way of the Courier, or The Book of the Courtier, by what is the man's name? He's the Count of Guarino, I believe. Baldassare, yes. And he told you exactly what to do in order to win the lady's regard, even while her official fellow is standing right next to you. Hey, all's fair in love and war, right? So, don't tell me you don't like to read, because out the door, kick him to the curb. He's a waste of time. And she, if she doesn't like to read, well, I can tell you she don't like to cook. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Pick up a book and read it. Thank you for coming, and please come again.